bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Lisa Aprati and this is Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is Jim Marsh, Director of Marketing for Turin Bicycling Society. Today we will be talking about the NorthShore University HealthSystem's Grand Prix. Jim, it's great to have you back on the program.
Thank you.
So this is really an exciting time because coming up on July 19th, it will be the third annual, what is also considered the Evanston Grand Prix, yep. And you really draw caliber cyclists to this Grand Prix.
Yes, we do. The Pro race, which is the last race of the day, brings people from over 20 different countries. We have internationally known cyclists, people who've won gold medals, people who've participated in the Olympics, and you get to see some high caliber racers there. Last year we had the Colombian national team, which was their first foray into America, and they kind of tore up the place. They were very, very aggressive and scored a lot of points. The year before we had the Hong Kong team, first time they ever came to America too. So you get to see an international event right in downtown Evanston.
You really have about 20,000 people that show up to watch this race.
Yeah, well, this will be our third year, and the first 2 years we had 20,000 people show up both years. The Evanston Police Department gave us that estimate, so I trust them. And it's kind of amazing because there's a lot of other races that don't get 20,000 people showing up. So cyclists love it, fans love it because it's a kind of sport that really builds and people get into it and people talk about it and see it, and there's just there's a electricity and an excitement that happens when people are racing.
And what I think is really great is the fact that it's the largest sporting event, it's the largest free sporting event. People do not have to pay to watch this.
That's correct. We set it up so it's a community event, partly to show off downtown Evanston on an international stage. I mean, Evanston is an international city. We just happen to be, bordered with Chicago, which is a bigger international city. But, with Northwestern University and a lot of the businesses we have there, we have an international reach. So, yeah, it's a great place to show off downtown. We also have over 60 restaurants on the course or a block from the course, and it's the North Shore, it's the dining capital of the North Shore. So it's also a good place to go eat as well. So the businesses, community really gets into having a bunch of people come and hang out in Evanston.
Well, you mentioned obviously this is the third annual, but this is such a large event to tackle. How did you even come up with the idea of trying to do this in Evanston?
Well, I have an amazing partner. He owns Turin Bicycle in Evanston, Chris Mailing. And about 3 years ago, we were sitting down having coffee and doing the typical business networking thing. And I'm a very avid cyclist and fan of his shop. And he mentioned, I'm thinking about bringing a criterium to downtown Evanston. And I told him, if you can do it, I will bend over backwards to help you in whatever capacity I can as a marketing person. And 2 years ago, he kind of said he's got approval from the city, which in Evanston, there's a lot of logistics. It's a very big place. I mean, we are in the downtown, and he worked great with the city. City worked really great with us to make it happen, and we've just rolled from there.
So people can see the professional race, but yet you also offer a race for kids.
Yes, we started this last year. We had a kids race, so kids from 2 to 10 can participate in a race. And last year it was quite fun watching them work their little legs and ride on the course. They get to ride on the same course as the professionals. Okay. So there was several stages. So 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds were racing together and up to there. And the older kids, they got really, really competitive, and it was fun to see. So the crowds were just as enthusiastic about them as they were for the other races. So
people can find out all the information about the race. They can just go online for this?
Yeah, we can find us at the evanstongrandprix.com.
Okay.
And that's a good place to start. When we do all the rebranding with NorthShore University HealthSystems, we'll have that URL lined up too. But Evanston Grand Prix is where you'll find all the information about this.
And it's July 19th, and when does the actual race start?
Well, racing starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and the beautiful thing about this race is that it starts with amateurs, entry-level people. If you wanted to race, you could get your license and you could race in this. And so we start with what's called Category 5s and work our way up to the Pro category. And since it's in Chicago, there's a big cycling community in Chicago.
Right.
We fill up our amateur races all the way up to the Category 2s and 3s.
Wonderful.
We also.
I'm sorry, we've actually run out of time, but I really appreciate you coming on. And again, it's July 19th, so it was a pleasure talking to you, and thank you for joining us on this edition of Comcast Newsmakers.
The preceding was a presentation of Comcast Newsmakers. Now back to CNN Headline News.